Ten,
Stand by to take studio.
7, 6,
Stand by camera 1, mics 1 and 2.
3, 2, 1.
Take studio.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of MCTV News. I'm your host, Natalie Cory.
And I'm Avery Pelletier. On today's show, my co-host brings us part 1 of her video series on MCTV's 400th episode. Haley Sweet takes us back to the MCHS open house, and I will be bringing you a piece on the Drama Llama's musical medley. Additionally, we will be airing the video that MCTVers Jillian Andrews and Sophia Chvojka completed at the recent Skills Canada regional competition. But first, here's our top story.
Recently, a fellow MCTV reporter has been prepping to direct MCHS's spring play. It takes lots of work to ensure everything is in place for a successful production. Up next, reporter Avery Thompson brings us along to show her process to prepare for the show.
We actually picked another show, and we were going to do it, but then we had problems with the amount of people in that show.
So we decided to pick a different show, and we ended up coming across the show, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
What are you saying? You need to stay in bed. And I mean resting.
Casting the show was a lot different because we've always been the people who are auditioning rather than the people who are casting.
We knew some of the people who were auditioning, but then we had some total shocks like Drew, but he came and auditioned and his audition was really good and he got the lead. We've had Parker and Sophie have been amazing. Parker and Sophie are a part of the crew.
So Sophie is the dramaturge and stage manager, and then Parker is our set and our prop master.
With another set piece.
Yeah.
But we need the trifold back.
Mr. Adams and Mrs. King have been really big helps too.
Both of them are really great helps for us as new directors.
I've just been so impressed with everybody's commitment to the project so far.
Come see The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde on June 9th.
It's that time of year in Alberta where conditions can be a tad unpredictable, and you may wake up each day unsure of exactly what weather to dress for. Is it short season yet, or are we in for some more April showers? Our in-studio meteorologist, Dylan Weiss, is here to give you all the answers.
Thanks, Avery. Let's take a look at our national forecast. So up in Whitehorse, we have a mix of precipitation with 6 degrees, as well as in Yellowknife, same mix of precipitation at 0 degrees. Iqaluit, same temperature, but we have mostly cloudy. As well, Vancouver is mostly cloudy at 10 degrees. Regina at 10 degrees as well, with mix of sun and clouds. Winnipeg is mostly cloudy at 8 degrees. Toronto is raining at 7 degrees. My hand is blocking that. Let's take a look at our maritime provinces. Okay, so St. John's is 4 degrees, it's cloudy. Halifax is mostly cloudy at 13 degrees. And Montreal is 8 degrees, and I'm blocking it, and it's rainy. So let's take a look at our provincial conditions. So up in high level, we have mostly cloudy with 3 degrees. Fort McMurray is cloudy at 5 degrees. Grande Prairie is mostly cloudy at 8 degrees. 9 degrees in Edmonton with a mix of sun and rain. Jasper is raining at 11 degrees. Red Deer is 9 degrees and it is also mostly cloudy. Banff is raining at 10 degrees. Calgary is mostly cloudy at 8 degrees. And Medicine Hat is also mostly cloudy at 10 degrees. So let's take a look at our current conditions. So today it's a mix of sun and clouds at 12 degrees Celsius. The wind is going southwest at 12 kilometers per hour. Our relative humidity is 25%. The sun rises at 6:09 a.m. and it will be setting tonight at 8:56 p.m. So let's look at our weekly forecast, or 7-day forecast. So Thursday, it is mix of sun and clouds, high of 13, low of 4. Friday, it is mostly sunny, high of 17, low of 2. Saturday, it is also, wow, it's just really just mostly sunny, but a little bit of clouds. So Saturday, we're going to be mostly sunny as well, high of 20, low of 6. Sunday, mostly sunny, high of 25, low of 7. Monday, mostly sunny, 26, low of 7. Tuesday, it is mostly sunny with chances of rain, with a high of 18 and a low of 4. Wednesday, it is a mix of sun and clouds with a high of 19 and a low of 5. Back to you, Avery.
Thanks, Dylan. Recently, MCTV News reached its 400th episode. In honor of this milestone, Cory spoke to some students of MCTV past to reflect on the history of the show and what makes it what it is today.
MCHS is lucky enough to offer a class called MCTV. This class began when the school opened in 1994. The class consists of a tightly knit group of students who enjoy spending time in the classroom. Lots of lessons are learnt and memories made. Over the years, there have been many crews who have circulated through this class, with lots of special moments spent together.
We would stay here till like 11 o'clock midnight and just, we'd have Subway or ordering pizzas and be editing, and Buddha would be here too. That's the crazy thing.
But we went out to the cornfield to shoot this. I wrote this little Indiana Jones skit for Halloween.
Coming back from COVID and doing the first show back, there was only a couple of us who had done a live show, and it was super fun to, teach all the rookies.
The opportunity to have fun with others and be creative can be rare for high school courses. The ability to make something of your own and have the support to do it is widely appreciated by students. We are lucky enough to have a staff giving us the tools and skills we need to have a fun class environment.
The ability to just kind of create, Boutestein was super good for those of us who are we're making these little news reports. So he'd let us, there's a small group of us who were allowed to do little short films, and we got to do some fun projects.
But seeing the passion that Mr. Boutestein had for this and the work that he put in, it was infectious. So everybody else kind of had that feeling too, and it kind of taught passion and following through on something.
In a class that seems to resemble a real workplace, there's lots of opportunity for lessons to be learned. The experiences given to MCTV reporters are memorable for every class. The lessons learned are carried through MCTV alumni's lives. Many parts of everyday classes will be remembered by students forever.
It's something where you're allowed to flourish, and you're given that, you're given the playground to do that and the support to do that. It's how you work together, and it's how you build the relationships. I think that's honestly my biggest takeaway.
The thing is, there's so much to enjoy, from everything from show days to being able to go out.
The camaraderie was pretty awesome. Being able to do it with friends over all those years was really fantastic.
Our school has been lucky enough to be home to many memorable MCTV students who will remember this class fondly as a place full of joy and laughter. The class offers an opportunity to be creative at school and use the skills learned to benefit students in the future. For MCTV News, Cory reporting. Here are your school announcements for Wednesday, April 26th. MCHS is hosting a coffee house night full of music, talent, art, and treats. It's on Thursday, April 27th at 7 p.m. in the MCCC. Tickets are $15 in advance and $20 at the door, so be sure to buy them soon. All profits are being donated to the rebuild of St. Jean-Baptiste Church. As the weather's warming up, track and field is starting once again. Monday and Wednesday practices are for sprinters and distance athletes, while practices on Tuesdays and Thursdays are shot put, discus, and javelin training. See Mr. Lassard for more information. As a reminder for Howells, the library is a quiet working space, just like the rest of the school day. If you're looking for somewhere to talk with your friends, please sign up for the CTS Commons area. For these and all other school information, keep connected by listening to the daily announcements, logging onto the school's website at www.mchs.gsacred.ab.ca, or by following the school on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. As well, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching MCTV Morinville.
Next up, reporter Haley Sweet brings us a piece on the MCHS Open House, which was a chance for our school to showcase its classes, faculty, sports teams, and more to potential new students.
At MCHS, we offer many courses that help form an idea as to what students may want to do in the future. A great opportunity to see everything our school has to offer is our annual open house.
It's a good experience for me as a student teacher to come see what an open house is like, and it's really fun seeing, hopping into all the different classrooms and seeing all the different programs here.
I wanted to see what other courses had to offer, such as foods, fashions. I just wanted to see what they were about rather than what I'm within and what courses I'm enrolled with. So next year, maybe I could think about changing.
Because I wanted like an in-depth tour of the school.
Having so many different courses makes it easy for people to find their calling or learn new things.
I just love everything to do with the shop. There's like diverse options and different techniques you can use to accomplish.
Computer sciences and media classes that Mr. P does, that stuff's really interesting to learn about and see what all the students are making in there.
I really do like the MCTV program. I think it's a very good gateway program to a lot of university courses. I also think that it's a very fun course, especially with how Mr. Boutestein teaches it. And overall, it's just a very open course.
Attending our school's open house allows people to learn what kind of community we have and get to experience our school's facilities and everything it has to offer.
I think generally I'm impressed, especially with the new CTS renovations. I think that the CTS area is phenomenal looking right now, especially with the Learning Commons area. But yeah, I'm really impressed with our school.
It's a really cool environment that I've seen so far. Everyone's super friendly and they have lots of cool programs.
Students should come here because it's a very understanding school. I think the school is very flexible with circumstances. Like your courses, I've gotten all of my courses, I've gotten my options courses. It's a very good school for just getting what you need.
Very impressed so far, yeah. I'm looking forward to doing some teaching here.
Reporting for MCTV News, Haley Sweet.
Welcome back. Here with all the recent sports updates, including the results of some first-round NHL playoff games and MLB and NBA briefs, is our very own sports reporter, Greg Boutestein.
Thanks a lot, Avery. In the NHL last night, the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs continued. The Edmonton Oilers had a huge 3-6 victory over the LA Kings to extend their series lead to 3-2. In other NHL action, the Stars blanked the Wild 4-0. They now have a 3-2 lead in that best-of-7 series. And the New York Islanders staved off elimination by beating the Carolina Hurricanes 3-2. That series now at 3-2 in favor of Carolina. Turning to the NBA playoffs, the Atlanta Hawks scored 37 points in the fourth quarter to beat the Boston Celtics 119-117. The Phoenix Suns finished off their series against the LA Clippers with a 136-130 victory, and the Denver Nuggets advanced to the next round with their 112-109 victory over the Minnesota Timberwolves. In the MLB, the Toronto Blue Jays soared above the Chicago White Sox, winning 7-0. The Nationals blanked the Mets 5-0. Colorado dominated Cleveland 5-1, and the Dodgers edged the Pirates in a high-scoring affair 8-7, and finally, Boston beat Baltimore 8-6. Up next, the MCHS Drama Llamas perform what they call their musical medley every year. Reporter Avery Pelletier brings us a report on the performance, which is a mashup of various musical theater songs performed along with dancing and live musical accompaniment.
The MCHS theater program has become known in Morinville and the surrounding area for the musical productions it puts on each December. However, the closing of the final curtain doesn't mean it's the off-season for the program, and the end of one project marks the beginning of the next. The musical medley is yet another opportunity for the Drama Llamas to showcase their hard work and talent, as well as a chance for newcomers to dip their toes into the program.
Welcome to Wonderland!
Musical medley is an opportunity for us to play with a whole bunch of musical theater songs that we probably won't get an opportunity to perform on the main stage. So it's sort of like boot camp for musical theater.
It's an incredibly fun experience. You know, there's like solos in there and there's a bunch of dancing, and it's like a great way to make friends and really get yourself into the program. It's how I got my foot in the program.
Well, at the beginning of the medley, there was a lot of just like singing rehearsals with our vocal coach, Riley. But like towards more of the like middle/end, our choreo team had choreographed a lot of things that we worked on.
This year's musical medley was the program's fifth, as well as a great show of how the project has evolved over half a decade.
Choreo team was created like during medley last year because we decided it took too long to just try and get all like however many, like 20 or more people to put together a dance.
The choreo team would create choreography, and then we would learn the choreography and then just piece by piece work on sections of the medley and then eventually put it all together.
Something new that we did with Medley this year was we took it on tour and we went to a bunch of different schools around Morinville.
So we did a whole bunch of performances for the school. So we did 2 at the elementaries and then 6 in total for the junior high.
It was a blast. I loved always seeing the elementary kids and how they got so excited when we sang their favorite Disney songs like Be Our Guest or Under the Sea.
Now there's like this theme with each of the medleys. So as we've gotten better at it, we're starting to tell a little bit of a story or a narrative with the songs that we pick. What happens at MCHS in the theater program happens in high schools all over. And so we wanted to tell that story of what it's like to become a new theater kid and get pulled into the family.
Though short in comparison to some of MCHS's other theater endeavors, the 11-minute-long performance was still mighty. Jam-packed with killer choreo and vocals, the hard work of all the performers was apparent to anyone who had the chance to come and watch.
You don't have to audition for Medley, so it's all people who are coming there on their own time because they are doing what they love and they get to be around their friends, so it's really just a really enjoyable place to be.
For MCTV News, I'm Avery Pelletier reporting.
Welcome back. I'm pleased to introduce a teacher from our school who's usually found in the construction lab, Mr. Coxen. He's been teaching at MCHS for 8 years, sending many students to participate in Skills Alberta. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, no problem.
So first off, for anyone listening who might not know, what is Skills Alberta?
Skills Alberta, it's a not-for-profit organization, and they're involved with the trades. So what Skills Alberta, for the high school student, it would be they organize trade-related competitions that high school students can then go and compete in and test their knowledge and skills.
Perfect. So what's your history and involvement with Skills?
I've been involved with Skills for a really long time. When I was in high school, I competed myself for 2 years in the cabinet making competition. And then when I became a teacher, right away I got into training my students so that they could go and compete at Skills at all the schools I've been at. Yeah.
Awesome. So how would you choose a student that you would send to Skills?
That's the hard part. So there's lots of really talented students that are in my classes, but it's finding the right student. And what I find is you need that really skilled one. So they've got to be good at what they do, but they also have to be committed to what they do, and they have to be willing to put in the time to train properly for it, because it's a little bit different than your normal everyday class.
Yeah. So how would you prepare and train a student for Skills then?
Preparation, it starts off by just doing something really simple with the kids. One of the trademarks of the cabinet making competition is they have to make a dovetail. So I always introduce my students by getting them to hand cut me a dovetail. And then from there, then I progress on to building some older projects. And as soon as the projects are released for this year, then we move on to building those ones.
Perfect. How has our school performed in Skills before?
Our school is really good, yeah. We're a strong school in all different areas. So over the course of, I think we've been competing for 29 years, we've got regional medalists, we've got provincial medalists, and we've even got a national medalist, which is really, really cool. But yeah, we put some banners up in the new CTS area to acknowledge and make sure we show off those students.
Yeah, that's awesome. So for anyone who's listening or watching who's thinking that they might be interested in participating in Skills, what would you tell them?
I'd tell them to talk to their teacher in whatever subject area they're in, find out if there's a skills competition, and let that teacher know that they're interested in doing this and what are their options. Because there's tons of competitions that we do normally as a school, but there's so many more that we haven't even looked into them yet. So there's tons of competitions, and we could probably find the right fit for the right person.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in today.
Yeah, no worries.
Next up, reporters Jillian Andrews and Sophia Chvojka bring us the video that they recently created while competing in Skills Canada at the regional level.
Okay, you have to do this. You've been training for this your whole life. Why give up now? You have to keep fighting. Everyone expects you to be scared, but you have to prove that you can do this. Just keep stretching and breathing, and it'll be okay. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? She slams the door. I can't do this. I can't do this. Yes, I can. Should I knock like this? No, that was terrible. How about... Yes, that works. Hi. I'm not ready to give up on this friendship yet. Anything good is worth fighting for, and I think that we can beat the odds, even when everyone expects us to give up. So, what do you think? Why don't you come in?
And that's it for another episode of MCTV News. Join us for our next episode where we will be giving you insight to our school's library, an expose on the new principal, Mr. Clayton, a closer look at our school's Urban Ag class and our GSA club, as well as reporters Brielle Windsor and Ella Boisneau's Provincial skill video. Additionally, stay tuned for an in-studio interview with a special guest, as well as your weekly weather update and sports recap. So, playoffs have been crazy lately.
So I've heard.
I know, the game last night. Insane.
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to watch it myself, but I was downstairs and I definitely heard my dad's reactions to
of course.
Some of the goals.
Some of those goals were insane. Going off the face into the net, crazy.
From all of us at MCTV News, I'm Avery Pelletier.
And I'm Natalie Cory. Thanks for tuning in.